about 5, 4, 3, 2. Yep, okay, there's that pre-stream right there. Let me go ahead and get this out on the interwebs. We're about 4 minutes from showtime. So,
Okay.
yeah, we'll get the whole thing rolling at about 7. Or 7
All
my
right.
time, 6 your time.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right. And you've been killing it out there, too. That Alara video looked really, really clean. I like it.
I was impressed. I'm not even gonna lie. Because I do the room tours just for marketing for the business because my
Yeah.
business is an affiliate thing. But a lot of people had asked about Alara, and I was kind of like, it's off the strip, not really sure. But once I actually got there, I was like, wow, this is much better than I thought it was.
Yeah, I mean, some of the nicer hotels just slightly off strip, and you can get a pretty good deal at them. Signature, I remember going to,
Yeah,
with my little sister there, and we had a blast. Honestly, just slightly off strip. It sucked walking home. I'll tell you that much. That sucked.
yeah,
But yeah, otherwise it was pretty great. And get a community
yeah.
there.
I like Signature and MGM. Like, I feel like it sucks because it's behind MGM and it is a walk. Like, I'm a walker when I'm in Vegas. I walk around all the time, but it's a walk for
Oh yeah,
sure.
and it's saying something too. I mean, I do enjoy MGM Grand as well too. It's too large a hotel. It held the record for what,
Yeah,
like 20 years, largest hotel in the world, for no other reason than they had the money, they had the budget.
yeah. MGM,
Yeah,
joys of being MGM.
that's good old Uncle Jim right there. We're gonna have to talk about him too, though.
Yeah, when you were telling me about that, I didn't know anything about it. I had to go
Oh
and
yeah,
look it up. As soon as you told me about it, I said, "Wow, that's a major news."
it was a shocker. I mean, he's been a big dog there for like over 20 years. He's been there since '98.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So, and I mean, I think he's been the big boss since '08. So, as long as I've been going to Vegas, it's been Jim Murren's MGM.
Okay. I'm real curious to see how these properties are going to change. I'm curious to see what MGM's going to do. I know Caesar sold us a few of their properties, so I'm just waiting to see what MGM decides they
Yeah.
want to do. Is there's no way.
Yeah, it'll be pretty interesting. Oh, we already got my boys Dan and Robbie in the house over here. What's up, guys? Oh, Travis in the house too. TVP, you on your YouTube?
I'm getting ready to load up now.
All
Yep.
right, cool. Yeah. Go ahead and jump on in, and then just say something in the live chat so I can make you a mod in case we need to post some links.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. I always have so many people that just kind of pop in that are mods. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. We were on the show. We did a thing, so you're a mod now. Everybody's a mod.
Nice. All right, I'm on YouTube now. What you need me to do?
Nah, so just go ahead and jump into the live chat, say what's up, and then we're gonna get rolling here in a second. We already got Travis and Mr. Motel dropping in too. We got a lot of the regulars popping in. Hoping Ismael makes it too. It's usually my first on the scene guy. I think it's him and Christine are usually my first on the scene guys. And that's saying something. Miss Mason in the house too. Good to see you. Good to see you. Such a good community. I gotta admit, I'm really biased about this, but I think I've got the best community in all of YouTube, honestly.
Nothing wrong with that.
All right. So relatively small, but that's a good thing. Intimate, good stuff.
Indeed.
All right. But yeah, no, it'd be pretty great to see see some of your viewers pop on in too, and we'll have some good conversations here. All right. Yep, see, Travis agrees. Got the best community right here, no questions asked. The Spinners and Sharks of Ace of Vegas. Love it. And we hope you're all doing well. Oh, and Suited Aces is in the house. Welcome to the channel, Suited Aces. Thanks for coming by. Good to see a fellow Ace, always. Oh, there you go. There's our first good question over here is Martin. Okay, yeah, let's go ahead and work that into the chat too. So, but looks like we're about ready to start. It's about 9 o'clock Eastern time. Yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So, welcome back to the hashtag Vegas podcast. My Spinners and Sharks, Ace of Vegas here, and I hope you're doing well. And I'm joined today by my good friend TVP, the Vegas Paradise. Say what's up, man. How you doing?
Doing good, man. How's it going, Ace?
Doing great. Also, quick little aside here. Got a shout out TVP. I just rolled over that fourth. Actually, I think you rolled over like 4,500 subscribers just this last week over here. So just killing
Yes,
it in
sir.
those numbers. Good stuff.
Very fortunate.
Nice. All right. Well, yeah, let's go ahead and get started on the show here. So we got a couple things that we're going to go ahead and talk about. I think
Okay.
we'll be talking about Vegas rooms, how to get the best rooms, best rates, good upgrades, that sort of thing, too. So, really wanted to kind of get into that. There'll be a little interview. And also, it turns out our old friend Jim Murren, who you guys know I think really, really highly of course, looks like he's finally getting the boot or he's stepping down, depends on how you read the article. And also, Resorts World might actually finish sometime this century because they are partnering with Hilton brands to get Hilton back onto the strip. But yeah, before we get too wild about it, let me go ahead and move the parental advisory over here so I think everyone knows what we're about. We're drinking San Miguel while we're doing this, or at least I am. Drinking anything tonight or not? Not so much.
Nah, not right now. I'm just sipping some water. We'll
There
see
you
how
go.
things go
Consummate
as the
professional over
conversation
here.
goes.
There you go. See, I'm a degenerate, so I'm sitting here drinking a beer every week. Different beer every week, though. It's just kind of part of the fun.
Nothing wrong with that at all.
All right. There we go. So let's go ahead and yeah, let's hear some questions too. Let me go ahead and shout that out to the live chat over here. But while we're doing that, while I'm managing some of the live chat here, let's go ahead and talk about TVP, Vegas Paradise. Yeah, man, tell them about your channel and what you do.
So the Vegas Paradise, it's my room and reservation company. Do room tours. So when people are going to Vegas and they're trying to decide where to stay, it's easier to get a visual of what a room will look like instead of looking at pictures. I used to be like that, in the same position where I'm booking a room and have no idea what rooms will look like. So thought I'd take it upon myself to start doing room tours, and things have branched from there.
Nice, nice. That's a good way to do it. See, that's a big thing around here because my whole shtick is like, hey, you learn how to play the win slots and the My Vegas slots and all that, and then here's what the rooms look like, or here's what the rewards look like. But thing about My Vegas, it only encompasses like what, a third or half of the half of the strip. But there's so many other places. There's Marriott on the strip that a lot of people forget about. Obviously, got Planet Hollywood, all the Caesars hotels. Then you get Tropicana, who I'm pretty sure is associated with Hilton, right? I can't remember offhand.
Yeah, Tropicana's a Hilton property.
Yeah, and guys like that, Treasure Island, obviously, and there aren't games for them, so I don't focus on those quite as much. So I figured you'd be like a really great guy to have on the show for that. So thanks for coming by the way.
I appreciate you having me.
Awesome. Well, yeah, let's go ahead and yeah. So if you guys haven't already, Vegas Paradise, if you haven't subscribed to them, go ahead and check out the description box below. You can go ahead and hit that subscribe button over here if you don't want to miss out on some nice, clean, like really great, straight to the point. Like it tells you exactly what you need to know. Great detail. It's almost like you're in the room there. And honestly, I mean, I've been a fan of TVP since before I started the Ace of Vegas channel over here. I'm always lurking, so I wanted to let you know that. Didn't want to fanboy at you, but
I appreciate that, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's good times. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started over here. So, talking about rooms, so we got a nice, lovely room over here at, I can't remember where I stole this from. I think it was a Hilton suite. I think you did an Alara video today, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
King Studio.
Yeah, tell us about Alara. What's so great about that one?
Well, the Alara is a popular property because people love Hilton properties who are Hilton members. So,
Right.
it's not really it's not on the strip, but in my view, I would consider it on the strip because it's in essence right connected to Planet Hollywood. It's literally right behind Planet Hollywood. It's nice though because a lot of people uh, surprisingly like non-smoking properties, and it's a non-smoking property, but their rooms in essence are suites. Even the room I did today is considered their guest room, but it's more like a studio versus an actual room. But uh, the property is really nice. It's connected again to Planet Hollywood, so you literally can go right into the Miracle Shops, and you can literally get on the strip. It's a block from the strip, so there's Buffalo Wild Wings that's separating Alara and the strip.
Right.
So those who are looking for a property that's on the strip or it's in center location, it's a good place to go check out.
All
I had
right.
someone actually comment earlier today, and they were saying that they had got an offer for Alara for Hilton Point. So
Mm.
how popular it was.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it. Hilton Points. And actually, speaking of getting rooms pretty cheap, too. So, again, like I said, we usually do the Win rooms and do the My Vegas rooms around here and all that. But on the
Okay.
offhanded chance, because thing about Win, they just went off the rails with their VIP update. Got a video on that later on this week, guys. Don't worry about it. I got you covered. And My Vegas, obviously, that's been pretty staple. But my Vegas has always had blackout dates. It's better for during the week. If you're only looking for 2 or 3 comp nights, whatever. Still got to pay resort fees, but hey, it's still
Yeah.
it's still pretty cheap, all things considered. That said, that doesn't encompass all the strip. We're talking like El Dorado and Caesars, Treasure Island, SLS/Sahara now that they're back to being Sahara, whole
Yeah,
bunch of
that's
other
crazy.
places. So you cover a lot of that. So let's go ahead and ask this: what's the best way to save money on your hotel booking? Assuming there's not a video game you can play to get the free stuff.
Well, the first way to save money on hotel rooms is, this might be the obvious to some people, is going during the week. Sunday through Thursday are the cheapest for nights for rates.
All right.
Fridays and Saturdays automatically they just spike the prices because everyone who wants to go to Vegas wants to travel during the weekend. So that's just rule number one. It's just, if you want to save money, just go during the week. A lot of people don't think you can even have fun during the week, but it's Vegas. There's something to do every day.
Oh yeah, definitely. One I really like to do. You can kind of see it in the card over here. You can see that little MGM Grand over there. My boy DJ Scooby actually runs karaoke at the Level Up bar over there, and that's only on Sundays and Mondays. So if you're hanging out Sunday and Monday and want to karaoke, that's my boy
Mm,
DJ Scooby all day.
okay. Yeah, that's tip number one. You don't have to stay at the top tier hotels like Bally's and Flamingo are literally in the center strip, and you can have just as much fun as you can if you were to stay at like Cosmo or Aria. I know people want to stay at like Caesars and Bellagio because they're the iconic hotels, but you don't have to stay at the top tier hotels. That's definitely going to save you money because some of those hotels, they literally are expensive just because of a name and their association with MGM or Caesars. But
Right.
um, I will say stay at the cheaper hotels, stay at Bali, stay at Flamingo, even the Link. Like I feel like the Link is one of the most underrated hotels. You can get rates there from like $40 a night during the week, and even on the weekends, sometimes you can get it under 100,
Yeah,
and
that's
it's
not a
right in the
bad
middle
deal.
of everything.
Yeah, I could do that for $100 a night. I could stay at the link on a weekend. I could live with that.
Yeah, definitely. But the peak season, pool party season, as they like to call it, March to October, those are going to be the most expensive times of the year to go. So it's going to be more during the weekend on the weekends at that time of year. But even if you go in the off season, like November to February or the start of March, like this is technically still considered the off season, and rates are pretty cheap right now. Even if you go in the off season, if you were to go on the weekend, it'll be cheaper than if you were to go on the weekend during the pool party season. So, like, if you're going December over the weekend versus at like June over the weekend, you notice the difference.
Yeah, definitely. Good stuff. All right. Right on. So we got that going on. So it's about timing really more than anything else.
For sure.
What about if you want to get something kind of opulent? What if you want like an upgrade? So say for example, I'm going out there with my spouse, and
Okay.
I'm fixing to go ahead. Yeah, I want to treat her to a really good time. I want to show her how important she is, and that she's the princess of the Amazons, and she deserves to be treated like the princess of the Amazons, right? And maybe I want to get her into a good enough mood to watch some TV later, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Because just saying.
I got you. I
All
got
right.
you. Uh, for upgrades, now we talked about this. I saw you had commented on one of the videos. A lot of people like the $20 trick.
Uh-huh.
And for those of you who don't know what it is, uh, long story short, just put a $20 in between your credit card and ID when you're checking in, and front desk people, quote unquote, see what kind of complimentary upgrades they can do. But honestly, I've had so many situations where I'll just check in and I'm just really nice with the people at the front desk. Just tell them, oh, I'm here for an anniversary, or I'm here for a surprise birthday or something like that. And you'd be surprised just if they have it available, what they'll give you just by simply asking. A lot of people think there's this misconception that you have to do this tip or that you got to just go all out. The people at the front desk, they're just like us. They're humans, and they deal with a whole bunch of rude people. So to have somebody nice, they appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely. I understand that. I've worked in retail myself, and yeah, I gotta admit, I'm the nicest guy to the Best Buy guys ever. Or I'm not sure if I can say that. I think I can say that. It's just a podcast. It's all good. It's not nothing bad.
Yeah, nah, nah,
I've worked there in the past. It's all good, but it's all screen names, so no worries.
indeed.
Nice. All right. Well, let me ask you this too. I only got like 2 more questions, and I want to open it up to the live chat because there's a lot of great questions in the live chat over here.
Yeah, I see that.
So Which company? Oh, and there's some great tips over here from Tim too. Hey, thanks Tim. We appreciate you, man. I'm popping that into
Good
the
look,
pop.
Tim.
Yeah, popping that into the jar over there because we're gonna do a big group poll. So that's part of the group poll that we're doing next month. That's gonna be a good time. Uh,
Nice.
yeah, but yeah, as far as the major properties, so MGM, Caesars, and who's the third large one on there? I guess everyone else is kind of independent.
I was getting ready to say I'll call it independent from
Yeah,
there.
all independent. Which of the three major groups of properties do you think is the best to go with? Now, we're not sponsored by MGM, we're not sponsored by Caesars, so you can be honest.
Well, I take pride in being honest. I keep it real. That's what I like to tell people. But surprisingly, I'll say this because I know that your channel is based around comps and rewards. I honestly feel like Caesars gives the best rewards
Mm,
over MGM. Like I'll get more for those of you who don't get player cards, get loyalty reward cards, it's free. And after one stay, you'd be surprised the kind of random offers they'll give you. But I've gotten the best offers from Caesars.
I might
I've
have.
gotten complimentary nights a couple of times from them. So that would be my honest opinion on who's the best.
Good deal. All right. So if we're looking for some free stuff, yeah, if you're not running the My Vegas or the Win slot, sounds like Caesar's just hitting them up. I think.
Yep,
Yeah, that sounds like a great plan. I might have to hit him up for my summer trip down there.
definitely should.
All right, good deal, good deal. And then so I had that, and so three. So and I guess my last question. This will be my last question. So out of the, I'm gonna name three locations, and I
Okay.
want to see what your favorite hotel is. So on Strip, favorite hotel and why?
On strip,
Let's
uh,
say the actual strip. Let's say physically on the strip. Like if you walk into the street, you're gonna get hit by a car on Las Vegas Boulevard specifically. Wow, that is dark. I'm so sorry.
nah, it's cool, man. I look, I get asked this all the time, and it's literally been a tie. I want to say maybe up until last week when I think I've come to a consensus number one. But up until I'll say right now, it's the Cosmo.
Cosmo.
It was
That's
always
actually
Aria.
Chris's favorite too. Chris rocks. If you guys watch her, she was one of my co-hosts too. She said, yeah, she says Cosmo too. I want to hear why you say that.
Yeah, it was literally a 1A 1B tie between Aria and Cosmo. But the reason that I have gone ahead and given the nod to Cosmo, one is just because the property itself. I love the look of the property, but for me, like, because I don't live in Vegas. People think I live in Vegas. I'm in
I
California.
People think I live in Vegas too. It's so
Yeah.
weird.
And it makes sense. We're Vegas review channels,
Yeah.
Vegas plugs. But for me, every time the experience, I've never had a bad experience at Cosmo. I've never had a bad experience at Aria. But it's hard to describe when you wake up from a night of partying or just from a relaxing night. And you step out on a balcony. It's priceless. Like some of my photos that I have on Instagram and my YouTube banner at one point was a photo from Cosmo, literally just from walking out of the suite. So uh, it's hard to describe how nice Cosmo is. It's one of those you literally have to experience it for yourself. But the location is perfect. The views from the suites are perfect. The staff has always been nice. The property itself is nice. Like it makes you feel rich. Like I'm not rich by any means, but walking and staying at Cosmo, they definitely make me feel like I'm doing good in life.
Makes you feel like the big dog. Right on. All right. Well, what about off strip?
Off. That's a good question, man. If I have to say off strip, I'm gonna say signature MGM Grand, because it's not an on strip property. As we were just talking about it, you got to walk through. But I feel like it's one of the most underrated hotels. Not even with it just being off strip, but I think I saw in the chat someone said something about what rooms have balconies, and that's one reason why I like the signature is because they only have basically three suites, and those balcony suites that you get there, their rooms are really nice for it to,
Oh yeah,
be an
actually,
older hotel.
yeah, I got one of those. I did the $20 trick actually to get an upgrade from the regular one up to the bedroom with the balcony suite and all that. And that was
The
just
one
like,
bed balcony. Okay.
I think that was the best MGM room I've ever stayed at.
Okay.
Yeah, or at least that I've gotten comped. But I'm pretty sure
Got
it's
you.
still in my top three best rooms. Period.
Okay.
That was
Wow.
amazing.
That's what's up,
I
man.
loved it. I absolutely loved it. Felt really really good.
Yeah, for sure be my favorite off strip property. Like I wouldn't hesitate to stay there at all.
All right. So what about? All right. Now this is one we didn't talk about. Downtown. I'm really interested because I think everyone knows what my favorite downtown property is. I don't talk about it very often, but there is one that I really do like, and it's because I'm kind of a nerd, and that's
Now I'm
why.
curious.
I'll tell you about it, but let me go ahead and hear what you have to say. What's your favorite downtown or the best downtown in your opinion?
My favorite downtown property, if we're gonna just say like overall, I'm gonna say the Golden Nugget.
Yep, there you go. Okay, all right. So I'm pretty sure that this is just the same channel. The Vegas Paradise and Ace of Vegas are actually just subsidies of the same company. You can all go home now. Thank you.
Yeah, man, Golden Nugget's dope.
God,
Uh,
the shark
it's dope.
pool. I love it.
Yeah, and I was getting ready to say I see someone just put that in the chat out. It was that would be number two. The D, yeah,
Yep.
that'd be number two. It's a
Yeah, that
very
one's
nice
pretty
hotel,
badass too. I
but
gotta admit.
Golden Nugget, yeah, Golden Nugget's cool. I like the room options they have there.
Yeah, definitely good stuff. Okay, that's fair. All right.
Yeah,
Well, yeah,
and
I
that
think
shark tank here is crazy.
yeah, I gotta love that in the pool. All right. Well, I've monopolized a lot of the podcast here, so let's go ahead and open it up to the live chat over here. So I think our first question was from Martin. You partially answered this. So how many casino hotels in Vegas have a terrace like the Cosmopolitan? I think it's a bit of a broad question, but I'll let you try and address that one.
Um, if I could think offhand, I'm gonna say three. The Cosmopolitan has the balconies. The signature MGM, they have the deluxe suites in the one bedroom. Those have balconies, and a lot of people sleep on this hotel. But Polo Towers, it's right
Oh,
across the street from Aria.
yep, you're right.
They
I
have
forget about
balconies
that
with theirs
entirely.
too.
Yeah, I always
hmm
think of it as a timeshare sort of thing. I never really think about it.
Yeah, and it do seem like a timeshare, but they actually have good price. Like I would compare them a lot to the signature at MGM Grand. Rooms aren't as nice, but like the prices are really good for those suites there.
Nice.
But yeah, you can get a balcony for 'em.
All right. Good deal. Polo Towers. Good to know. Good to know.
Yeah, and then you got a couple other hotels. Like I just saw someone had a video on YouTube the other day that you can get rooms at Bellagio, like their high level penthouse suites have balconies, but most people aren't gonna be able to, you know, afford like 1,000 a night price tag.
Yeah, me, not so much. Definitely not. I would like to
Yeah,
send my daughter to college.
I feel that. I feel that.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, just those three. Those only ones I could think of offhand that an, a hard working citizen could afford.
Regular 9 to 5 sorts of guys. Got it.
Indeed.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and see here. So Suited Ace is one of our new subscribers, by the way. Welcome aboard, Suited Aces. He says, "Do you think Airbnbs are cheaper and better than rooms?"
I personally don't do Airbnbs. I have, but I would say it depends on a couple of things. I've ran into a couple of people who were staying at Airbnbs, and they would say, from their perspective, yes, because if you have like a big group, obviously with Airbnb, you can get 2 or 3 bedroom Airbnbs, so that's going to benefit a lot of people. And you also, it's like renting a house, so you'll get like a refrigerator and all
Right.
of that stuff. So, um, depends on the crowd that you're going with. So it's really hard to say yes or no. My simple answer would be, what are you looking for? Like, you want a lot of space, then yes, an Airbnb will be better. Price wise, I can't really say that because, like I was saying, you can get Bally's, Flamingo, The Link, even at Harris, you can get rooms for like $30 a night. I saw over Christmas that Harris had rooms for $7 a night, which was crazy to even see.
All right.
Uh,
Yeah, $7. I believe that though. That's good stuff.
Yeah, but it just yeah, the pricing and that's a debate. Some of the rooms on the strip are cheaper than some of the Airbnbs. So
Yeah.
pricing wise, I wouldn't say, but like for bedrooms, like if you want multiple bedrooms, then yeah, Airbnb would be better.
Yeah. Admittedly, I'd say I always have one caution when anybody asks me about Airbnbs. So,
What's
oh,
that?
and James is in the house. What's up, James? Good to see you, brother. My number one Instagram fan over there is James. But
All right.
yeah, I wanted to say one thing for B&Bs. The one horror story I've heard is from some folks and it was actually right after my trip to the Signature 2.
Okay.
So my sister and we'd gone, I think it was like last September or something like that, or September before that. It's on the channel either way, it doesn't really matter. Point is that we went, and we had a great time there, and someone complained about the terrible service of the Signature at MGM Grand. I was like, well, they treated us really well. We did a little tip. They'd send waters up like every single day, those little ones, like no additional charge and all that. We were having a great time, and what had happened was apparently they'd been there on an Airbnb and they'd had some sort of, I think it was like a plumbing issue or something like that there. And they went downstairs to see about
Oh,
getting their room moved. And from what I understand, the front desk did everything but laugh in their face directly
wow.
is what it came down to. So I might say that as a caution. I think Mike could put in the chat over here, hey, what do you think of staying at an Airbnb as a cost-effective alternative better than the low-budget hotels? I'd probably say it depends on, if something goes wrong, I'd rather be at a hotel because I can go
Yeah,
downstairs, I can complain like, hey, is this the type of operation you're running here? I just gave you guys good money to go ahead and stay here. This was the agreement, and you want to go ahead and like you just want to go ahead and drop like a gallon of water on my head. How dare you? And their
true.
response at that point has to be, well, Mr. of Vegas, sir, we'll take care of you. We'll go ahead and escalate this. Let's go ahead and get you into a corner suite instead until we can repair this, or we'll go ahead and send our guys up there. Let me send you and your lovely wife to Camelot Steakhouse over here on us. That
Wow.
Yeah, so that's the type of response that I'd get from from downstairs, something like that. And they have to fix it immediately, or whether it's with an Airbnb, you are at the mercy of the guy that owns it.
Yep.
So, and who knows how long, who knows where he lives, how long it's going to take him to fly out there, do the whole thing, if it's economical, whatever. By the time your trip's over, then the guy's going to be like knocking on your door, like, okay, where's the leak?
Right.
Yeah. So that's the
Even on that
kicker.
note too, there are some Airbnb properties that are in the hotel. Like there's actually an Airbnb company, I'm not sure their name specifically, but they actually own units at the Signature MGM and at Vidara. So you could actually rent an Airbnb and actually be staying at the
In the
hotel.
hotel, yeah. But
Hmm.
all right, good deal. And actually, speaking of hotels, while we're at it, Fortnite giveaways. Wanted to go ahead and give us a heads up over here. And is wondering how is Paris? I think it's one of my favorite budget hotels. What do you think?
Um,
Oh, this isn't
I
going to be
don't.
good, guys. There's a story associated with this. I can sense it.
uh, I'll say this: Paris is cool. Since they've remodeled and done the burgundy rooms, the first time I stayed at Paris, I didn't have a good experience. It was in the red room. Yeah, it wasn't a good. I didn't like it at all. But I stayed there sometime last year in one of the burgundy rooms. Rooms were clean. Rooms were updated. Um, but I feel like the prices that I see at Paris, I could get better deals elsewhere. Um, that's how I feel about Paris. I've seen a lot of people asking about Paris on my own channel as well. And it's just be honest with people. It's hard for me to put somebody at Paris for the price that I see sometimes.
Fair enough.
Sometimes I'm like, spend an extra $10, $15, you could stay at Fadar, or save an extra $25 and then stay at Bally's.
Looks like We Run Vegas agrees with you. And thanks for the tip, by the way, We Run Vegas. Always appreciate you guys dropping by. Much obliged. So Paris, that'd probably be on your bottom of your recommendation list for the price. Not worth it for the price, right?
Yeah,
All
it
right.
depends on what the price is.
Good deal. Good deal. All right. Well, what about this one? We got one from Travis over here. What about tipping and paying for the upgrade also? Is it best to ask at the desk? I've heard this is the cheapest way to get suites. What do you guys think? I've had really good luck with the $20 trick myself. Oh, the $20 technique. I hate calling it a trick because you're not tricking anybody. It's just a tip. You know what I mean? Like people always call it like a $20 like
I call it
trick,
a
but
$20 sandwich.
right,
Yeah.
it's a sandwich. There you go. You're cooking for
Hmm.
them, right? It's a good thing. No, I mean, I'm always pretty upfront. Like, hey, looking for an upgrade. You guys got anything special? I'm not sneaky about it. It's like, hey, I'm in
Right.
town. Want to see if you guys got any complimentary upgrades, like a game over here, whatever. And they're usually pretty good to me. For some reason, it's always young ladies checking me in, typically from age like 25 to 35. I've had a 100% success rate thus far. I don't know what it
Nice.
is, and I'm not sure if those factors come into it. I also toss my players club card in there just to gently remind them, hey, I play here. I know you can see it in the computer, but I'm a loyal player, so
Hmm.
whatever. And it always works out for me one way or another. Even if I don't get a room upgrade, I'll usually get like a dining credit or free show tickets or whatever on top of whatever my Vegas upgrades I've gotten to. And yes, I do it all the time with my Vegas upgrades.
Okay.
So, what do you think, man?
Um, we being honest around here. I just did it for the first time in my entire life. A month ago.
All right.
Um, was in Vegas for Super Bowl weekend, and because a lot of people ask me about it, and like I've told people about it. I have close friends who've done it; they've had success with it. So if people ask me, does it work? The answer is yes, it does work, and it works at a very high rate.
Okay.
But me personally, just because I do room tours, because I'm trying to get people to go to my website to book through me. I normally book where I'm trying to stay. So that's normally why I don't. And then if I'm actually going just for a leisure stay, um, I typically book where I want to stay. But I simply gave her. I didn't even, because people say you're supposed to ask for an upgrade. I didn't do anything. It was crazy. I literally just gave her the card and the cash and was just like, "How are you doing today?" She was like, "Oh, I'm doing well," and she was just like, "Give me one moment," and then hooked me up with the upgrade. So
Yeah, it's that radio voice, man. You're like, I'm doing well, ma'am.
yeah, I get that a lot, man. People say my voice is cool. I mean, I appreciate it. I feel like I sound normal, but if it works, I'll take it.
Yeah,
I'm
there.
not gonna complain.
Yeah, all good stuff, man. No hate, no hate. All right. Let's see. What else do we have in here? I think we kind of addressed Mike's question too. Martin's got another good one for us. What are your greatest memories from the Riviera? Have you guys been? Personally, I've only been once. I went to go see Crazy Girls there when I was like 24 or something like that, and then like a year or two after that, it just got demolished.
Man, yeah. I don't remember when Riviera got demolished. I did stay there
2015, I
though.
remember I was like
2015.
25 or 26 when it got demolished. I was probably like 25 or whatever, so I'm aging myself. I'm saying it like it's a long time ago, but it was pretty. I haven't been going to
No, I
Vegas
feel
that
you,
long,
man.
honestly.
Nah, I'm 31. I'm 31, so
Yeah.
I'm there with you. But I want to say I think 2012. A family member of mine stayed there, and it was actually a cool hotel. Man, the vibe was cool. Everybody was nice. The rooms were affordable. So I don't have anything negative
Yeah, I
about
remember it wasn't
Riviera. It
super
was cool.
branded. It had that cool Vegas feel to it. And I think that's why they used it in all the movies. Like they used it in the Ocean's
Hmm.
movies. They used it in Austin Powers. I think in the Vacation movies too. And it's just, it's got that. It's a pity to see it go though. It's always a shame. I kind of, the
Yeah,
more I read about it, I'm like, man, I totally took that place for granted because nothing in Vegas is a monolith. Is the thing. It's not gonna be
right.
there forever. But
Indeed.
let's see. What other ones do we have? I think we got another good question from Mike over here. Also gonna mention AR Buddy. Oh my God, Ace of Vegas and Vegas Paradise on one podcast. Best crossover ever since Avengers Inc. I feel so good about that. That's amazing.
Hey, I
Raising my beer
appreciate
to
that,
you.
man. Hey, cheers to you, man.
There you go. Good deal. Great crossover. How's New York, New York? Is it hard to get there from, say, the Bellagio? What do you think of New York, New York?
New York is cool actually, man. Stayed there a couple of times. To answer the question, no, it's not hard to get there. It's a straight walk. But it's cool. It's a fun. I feel like New York's a fun hotel, especially with them building up T-Mobile Arena
Oh yeah.
and all of that stuff going on around there. It's definitely a good atmosphere in that area. They done some remodeling with the actual bridge. You probably noticed it.
Oh yeah, no,
Uh,
I've been over there actually pretty recently. Yeah, I love New York, New York. Anyway, it's kind of a party hotel. I'm planning on doing part of my Dirty 30 over there because I'm turning.
nice.
Yeah, for everyone know, yeah, I'm turning 30 in March. So there we go. We're putting that
Oh,
out
that's
there
what's
too.
up, man.
Yeah, so I'm
Nice.
going actually with Hagen Toussaint and Mark Anderson and Vegas Pod Tunes. A couple other guys actually are going to be out there. So that's going to be a big crossover event. That's going to be the Justice League event.
That'll be dope.
Yeah,
What's
man, if you
up?
can make it out that weekend, I'm going to be there like the 14th through the 16th, but I think most of them are going to be there like the 15th through the 21st, so it's going to be a pretty big one.
All right, we'll talk offline. I might see if I
Yeah,
can
let's talk
pop up for a
offline.
day.
Good deal,
That sounds
I mean,
good.
you're pretty close. You can get there. Maybe I.
Yeah.
My boy Domingo popping into. Let's see. And I think most of us are still. Who's that girl? Ace, you still a baby? Hey, I buy my own insurance and everything. Shoot.
Hey, that's what's up.
There we go. Good times. Any other major? All right, so we got any other? I don't think I see any other major questions in here right now. Did you want to go ahead and jump? Do you have any other final thoughts on this one over here? Or do you want to jump down to the next kind of kick in the bullocks that Vegas is happening?
Hey, man, I'm flowing. I'm going with the flow of your cat podcast, man.
All right, let's do it up. Good deal. All right, let's go ahead and talk about. Oh shoot, Resorts World. Okay, that's fine. That's cool. We can do that too. So Resorts World. If anyone wants to read the article, I'm gonna go ahead and drop it here in the comments section. Here we go. Boom. Okay, there it is. So Resorts World, it looks like Hinton. I don't know who that is. Who's Hinton? Hilton is actually going to be partnering with Genting to talk a little bit about Resorts World and start working together with them. And if you guys don't know, Resorts World is a Malaysian hotel with a largely East Asian theme from the Genting Group, which is a Malaysian gambling company. They're going to be joining the Las Vegas Strip as on the north end, pretty close to where Circus Circus and Sahara are and all that. So that's going to be one of those deals right there. So that's going to be one of the newest hotels on the Vegas Strip, if not the absolute newest hotel when it comes out, sometime between now and the end of the decade.
Yeah, I think they said, oh, you talking about Resorts World?
Yeah, Resorts World.
Yeah, I think they expecting that to open summer 2021.
Yeah, and I know they've been working on that one for a while because I think that was Riviera at that point, right?
Nah, I don't think it's
Or the
I
land
think it's
was at
across
least.
for Riviera. Nah,
Like where
isn't it across from the Win?
It's pretty across from there. I just can't remember what property used to be over there. Was it the Aladdin or help me out here in the live chat. I need help from my spinners and sharks. If you guys can help me out, what used to be at Resorts World? Because I can't tab over and Google this right now. Apparently, somebody save me. I'm gonna stop talking. What do you think of the whole arrangement, though?
I think it'll be good for that end of the strip. To be honest, like I'm glad that with this sale of Caesars and El Dorado, I'm glad there's gonna be more competition. So I feel like that end of the strip, it's kind of dry.
It was the
So I think it'll be
Stardust. Big
good.
Birdies has got us. It was Stardust, wasn't it?
Starter, yep, that's right. Sure was.
Yeah. That,
I think it'll be good down there though. I'm actually looking forward to it. Can't wait to do some tours there.
Yeah, I'm kind of disappointed by a couple things. Primarily the fact that they will not have the panda exhibit anymore. I really wanted them to get the panda.
Mm,
Yeah, and I don't know why they needed it. It was really kind of it was frivolous. I mean, who needs a panda in the middle of a casino? That's just like the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. That's like we're gonna go ahead and spend $500,000 to get a license to get this animal just to put it in the middle of a casino in a desert,
hey,
and there are only like 12 of them left. Well, more than that, but it's like there's you can count all of them on one hand practically in the terms of large numbers. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and just toss that in the middle of a desert. Like that's the epitome of having too much damn money.
exactly.
So
People trying to be different. Everybody wants to be different.
right, but I was really excited about it because it was gonna be like the first proper East Asian themed hotel. Like I'm a huge anime guy. I love Gundam, Dragon Ball Z, Yu Yu Hakusho, Naruto, all that good type of stuff. I speak Japanese. About as well as
Wow.
an American can speak Japanese. So I'm really huge on East Asian culture and theming and all that. And I was really excited about that. And I heard they were kind of bringing that back a little bit. They didn't want it to be cheesy and kishki and all that. And I was really excited about Lucky Dragon, and that never panned out. And that
Yeah, that was sad.
oh, I was so cripplingly depressed. I'd never been so sad about a major mega conglomerate corporation failing in my life.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah,
When I heard they shut down, I was like, wow, they didn't even make it a year.
it was such a damn
I hope.
shame too, and it looked so cool. It was just that marketing strategy,
Hmm.
and I'm like, I would have loved to go to an Asian casino. I just never had a reason to.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah. So I was pretty excited about it. Then they just kept pushing it back because it was supposed to be this year, wasn't it? It was supposed to come out
Hmm.
like sometime around Christmas time this year.
Yep.
Yeah, and I was supposed to plan a trip so I could go between there and the Circa just to see which one's better.
Okay.
So, but you think Hilton's gonna be helpful for the deal, or what do you think is gonna be the best part about it?
Yeah, when I heard Hilton put their hands on it, I thought it was a positive. I can't really say Hilton does bad with things, especially with the properties that they have in Vegas. Like even with the Hilton properties that are in Vegas, I can't really say any of them are bad or offer anything negative. So, you know,
Yeah.
for them to merge with Hilton, that's can only be better.
Yeah. So, what do they have in Vegas right now? They have what Alara, Tropicana. I know they're involved with anywhere else too, or
They have the Grand's Vacation
mm,
at the end down there by I think right there in front of what's Sahara now.
right. I think so.
They have a Hilton Grand's property across from there.
Gotcha. All right. Okay, so they got some experience. Obviously, Hilton's got a billion hotels all over the world. I'm sure they know what they're doing. But
Hmm.
yeah, so I guess they'd be running the hotel, and then Genting would or Genting. I can't remember how to pronounce it. Genting or Genting. Again, it's not Japanese, so I don't know how to pronounce it. But
Yeah.
yeah. I'm sure someone's going to type it out in the comment section. Then I'm going to struggle and read it, and then we're going to be back in the same problem. Actually, guys, go ahead and comment it in the comment section. I'm going to go ahead and figure out how to read it based on how you space it out.
Indeed. Nah, I think it's cool though. I'm actually looking forward to it.
All right. So, no, good stuff, good stuff. Now, do you think it's gonna really kind of revitalize the north end of the strip over there? I think that's kind of their general idea is that it's supposed to revitalize the north end of the strip, which is pretty much just what Sahara and Circus Circus at this point, right? And then Strat, depending on how you
Strat.
feel about things.
Yeah, good luck.
All right, the curse of the north end,
Good
right?
luck. Yeah, I mean, I'm rooting for them. Like I'm all about competition. I think it'll be cool because you know there's really no reason to go down there. At one point, they had life inside of SLS, the nightclub there, but then that shut down. And it's like T-Mobile Arena's on the other side, all of the major hotels on the other side. So aside from excess um, inside of the Win and Encore, there's no reason to go to that end of the strip. So I hope it gives a reason for people to want to go down there, but they need more than just a hotel.
Yeah,
Hope
no,
there's a
I mean
club
everything
or
just kept getting knocked down over there. Like Riviera, Stardust got knocked down over there, and they just never built anything because they still have that. What's the name of that eyesore? That big blue eyesore. It's not Fountain Blue anymore. You know the one.
yeah, I know what you're talking about. Forget the
Drew.
name
Yeah,
of it.
the one named after the kid
Yeah.
that died of I think drug overdose or something like that.
Hmm.
Like one of the developers' kids died of a drug overdose or something like that at a party or something terrible. It was pretty tragic. So they named the hotel after him in his honor,
Right.
in his memory.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, that thing's never gonna get finished.
Yeah, I had a video. I hate to. I guess I'll leak the early information for the podcast, but
There you
I'm
go.
actually gonna do an actual walk of the strip from north to south. Just because it's easy for people to say, well, like we're talking about now, like what's at the north end. So I've had subscribers ask me about it for a while, but I was doing a tour of Stratosphere and then I did a tour at Circus Circus. So I actually walked from Stratosphere to Circus Circus in like I think I made an Instagram story. I'm like, man, there's nothing down here. Like people who always ask, like, is it worth staying down here? Because people ask me all the time, well, what do you think about Stratosphere? And I'm like, oh man, the rooms are cheap because there's nothing there.
Yeah, there you
So
go. Right.
you know what I mean? The
Some
rooms are
people don't
super
even
cool.
call Stratosphere a strip hotel. Like I call it that, but some people are like, no, it's downtown. I'm like, but it's still kind of far away from
Nah,
downtown. It doesn't feel like it.
it's the end of the strip to me because I feel like once you pass Stratosphere, you get those couple blocks before you get downtown.
Yeah.
So it's literally like my start, and then Mandalay Bay's the end.
Yeah. There you go. Of course, I honestly strongly prefer being on the Mandalay and Bay end over there. So
Yeah,
that's good stuff.
indeed, indeed.
Yeah. I usually get more free stuff on that end anyway, so that helps.
Yeah, that free is always good.
I love free stuff. I mean, they don't make that much money off me, but MGM loves to have me at their hotels. They're weird.
Hey, if they would love to have me, I'd stay there too.
There you
There's
go.
nothing wrong with that.
Hey, no hate. All right, good deal, good deal. Yeah. What else you thinking about Resorts World over here in Hilton? It sounds like you're all for it, honestly.
Yeah, I am all for it. I like I mean, obviously it won't be open for another year, but I like what they have so far. Just because I've been personally saying that, I wanted another hotel on that side of the strip because there's nothing down there to do. So give me a reason to want to be down there. But
Right.
it looks like it'll be something
The
nice.
movie theater, the pools, and all that is going to be pretty awesome there. Yeah. Oh, who's that girl? Yes, you can definitely use your buffet comp with your room comp. Absolutely. Yeah, no, I think honestly, I really kind of want to get a whole bunch of us together and get like a badass room over there. Like maybe
Man,
you, Hog 2 sent me. See if
man,
Chris Rocks wants to come down to Comp Sky. I just I've met so many great people. Jr. Mark from Pennies from Vegas. I've met so many
nice.
great people here. That'd be so cool just to like round everybody up. Do like a big Justice League Unlimited thing with all of the Vegas tubers.
Hey, I'm for it, man. Just
Yeah.
let me know.
We got to work that out. That would be one hell of a party. But yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Let's see. In Vimo, Ace, what's the best cheap hotel you've stayed at? New York,
Ooh,
New
good
York, honestly.
question. Really?
Oh yeah, no, I thought it was great. They took really great care of me. The pricing was great. I felt like I was a baller down there. The table limits are actually pretty great too.
Yeah,
All
they
things
are.
considered, craps table is a blast down there.
Man,
Baccarat
yeah.
is, and that's probably the most exciting Baccarat I've ever played. And Baccarat is so god awful boring.
Yeah, it is.
It's such a boring game. But that I think it was the dealer. The dealer was just a blast. I think it was like a part time stand up comedian. I think it's great. I really hope he's successful.
And that's what's up.
Yeah, nice. Okay. While we're talking about MGM though in New York, let's address the elephant in the room.
Mm.
Big dog, Uncle Jim, the guy that I, as you guys know, love so much and have said so many wonderful things about over the years. Absolutely don't despise him at all. Looks like we're finally getting rid of him. He's finally stepping down after 22 odd years of service at MGM Resorts International. I've got an article over here. What are your first thoughts about this, though?
Shock.
You're shocked. I mean,
Complete shock.
he's coming up on he's like 57. He had to retire eventually.
I mean, yeah, but I didn't think it would be this soon. Not yet. Figured he'd be around at least a few more years. But oh man, yeah, I'm still processing it to be honest with you.
Process it. You just had like you knew him personally. Like, oh, Big Jim, he's out.
Yeah, nah, not Jim. Oh
Right.
man.
I had a great article on it. I got it from CNBC, which I think were some pretty great ones. Here are the key points here. CEO Jim Murren will serve in his role until a successor is appointed, MGM said. MGM shares jump on the announcement, and when they say jump, they mean it went higher. The U.S. casino operator withdrew its financial forecast for 2020 as it assesses how the coronavirus epidemic will impact operations. Well, that escalated quickly, Lauren Thomas. You and your article over here. Let's talk about this a little bit. So let's talk about the key point over here. First key point, CEO Jim Murren will serve in his role until a successor is appointed. According to the article over here, which is on CNBC, I just linked it in the not in the description box, but in the live chat over here. It looks like he said that he's told the board that he's stepping down prior to his contract ending, and the company formally announced it this last Wednesday. And he's going to keep working until his role is filled, until they find someone else to take over, basically.
Mm.
So,
Makes sense.
how do you feel about that?
Well, I think that's how it should be. I'm glad he's not just walking away and leaving a voided area. But I just hope whoever replace him, they come in and do at least half as good of a job as he did.
Well, how good a job did he do, though? I mean, I'm sure he was good for the bottom line, but it was his idea to start bringing resort fees over, and he came up with parking fees and BS like that, too. So, on the one hand, I'm not I'm
Well,
not bleeding for him. I'll say that. My heart doesn't bleed for him.
I just from both sides. Let's speak from the consumer side. I mean, it's horrible because the resort fees have only gone up and up and up.
Right.
So, I mean, I definitely get it from the consumer side, paying for parking. Like, who can be happy about having to spend more money when they're going on vacation?
Exactly.
So, I get that point. But from a business perspective, I look at it from the business side of it too. If people are gonna pay for it, why wouldn't you charge them for it?
This is true.
And from the business side, I mean, MGM's the monopoly on the strip. So, I mean, you got to give that credit to that. I mean, I'm with everybody on the whole. I don't like the increase in resort fees. I'm definitely not happy about that. But at the same time, MGM's properties are being updated. I mean, their resort fees are high, but they are, in my opinion, the best properties of the properties on the strip. Like if I had to choose between an MGM and a Caesars property, I would choose an MGM property just because I like the way that they conduct business.
Yeah, pound for pound, I would say that they do have more high end properties than Caesars was. I mean, I think Caesars, it's kind of a funny jump from it's like Paris to Cromwell to Caesars. If we're talking like
Yeah,
the high end properties versus tiers in MGM. Like you have Luxor and Excalibur kind of on the low tier. Then you have Park MGM and Mirage in the mid tier, and the Mandalay,
Right.
depending on how you feel about it. Then you go up to like the high tier properties. You got you got your Sky Suites at MGM Grand. You got your Aria. You got your Bellagio, obviously. If you're
Yeah.
looking for, if you're looking to feel like you're big pimping,
Yeah.
MGM's probably going to be the first one that comes to mind if you're not going to Cosmo or if you're not going to Waldorf Astoria.
Exactly, because like I feel like when you look at Caesars, you've got Caesar's Palace, and then you've got Cromwell, and it's like what
Yeah, if you're looking for something fancy. Yeah, no,
for
for
something
sure. I
fancy?
mean, I like Paris, but it's definitely like, I just, I want it for something that's kind of cheesy and kitschy because I miss the 90s.
Like I mean, and I like Paris because it's in the middle of the strip. It's in the middle of everything. They've got good restaurants around it. They've got I feel one of the most underrated nightclubs
Yeah.
at the hotel, so it's a good place to be around. But you're not gonna look at it as like luxury.
No, no,
And then you go to
definitely not.
MGM
Yeah, I'd say it's like same tier as like New York, New York, if I had to pick one.
for sure.
Oh, that's an interesting question, Vimo, which is the fanciest hotel on the strip. First thing that comes to mind is Waldorf Astoria. That's the first thing that comes to mind.
Mm,
Doesn't have a casino in there. I stayed there when it was Mandarin Oriental. Went to a let's say I went to a party there. We're gonna call it a party.
okay. All
When I was
right.
younger, when I was single and young, I went to a party there with let's call her a friend, and had a blast there.
Hmm.
And it was a wonderful room to watch TV in.
Okay.
So I'll say that without getting myself in trouble. Yeah, Nobu
Smart.
Hotel. That's it, right? Nobu Hotel. See, I don't count the hotels within hotels. That's the thing. I don't like to count like Delano or Nobu or Nomad or as separate hotels. I like to just kind of count them as like the top tier. I like to count them as like special suites and all that. I like to count that as like the high roller sort of thing. I always think of it as like a ground level sort of thing. Like what am I going to go ahead and jump in and do as a normal 9 to 5 guy without looking at any fancy add-ons, with the
Well,
exception of Vidara.
that's a good discussion to have. I'm glad you said that because I was actually having this discussion with a subscriber earlier in the week because that's someone was trying to say that Delano and Mandalay Bay are the same, and I'm like, but they're not. Same thing with Nobu and Caesar's Palace. Like
Yeah. They're
two,
distinct pop properties, I like to think, but it's a hotel inside the hotel. It's part of it, and I figure anytime that you get access to the lower property stuff, it's just part of it.
fair enough.
I like to think.
Fair enough. I'll say this though, Delano, or let's talk about what about Nobu? That was the question.
Let's talk about Nobu.
I stayed at Nobu. I just did a tour there not too long ago. I'm gonna be honest with you, I would never stay there again. It's not
What? But
because it's a bad
it looks
hotel
fresh
at all.
though.
It's beautiful. What's crazy is I had an Instagram story and the sink in my bathroom was huge. It was probably the biggest sink I've ever seen in my life. It was the room. It was you could tell it's Japanese inspired. It's a amazing room.
See, that sounds
But I
good to
just
me
felt
so far.
like for the price, I will say one of the cool selling points was like the room key. Like to get to the room, you have to have the room key, and then you have to scan the room key, and then it'll tell you which elevator to get on, and then it'll go to a particular elevator for the floor. So like I have nothing negative to say about the hotel as far as the hotel itself. I said my reasoning for never staying there again is just because of the price. I feel like it's completely overpriced
For what you're getting.
for what you would get. Absolutely.
This is not a good
Like
value.
I would stay at Vidara 10 out of 10 times over Nobu.
Okay, all right, good
Because
deal.
that's when you're looking at prices, that's what you're going to be looking at. You're looking at Vidara at some places, Bellagio at times, or some points. It's just, yeah, they're overpriced to me. But
Gotcha.
the hotel is nice.
All right, so for the tier it's at, it's pretty great stuff, but for the tier it's at, it's a little overpriced. That's
It's
kind of Caesar's
overpriced.
like milking what they can get out of
Absolutely.
it.
Indeed.
All right, fair enough, fair enough. Okay, well, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the second bullet point over here. MGM shares jump on the announcement. And I know MGM had been hurting for a little while over here, like the market value was weird. How is it that the shares shot up like 7% within a day? Just hearing that, oh, I'm leaving. Oh, that sounds pretty dope, actually. That's what I'm hearing from the stockholders. It's like, what? Jim's out? Dope. Let's buy some more of this stuff and let's make it more valuable. That sounds great. Jim's leaving. See, to me, that tells me, and I'm not an economics expert,
Right.
on any level. Absolutely not. I'm not even a Vegas hotel expert. I'm just a regular tourist that likes to go to Vegas and likes to save money. So
Hmm.
take what I have to say as just opinion, grain of
Right.
salt, whatever. But I'm pretty sure when a mega conglomerate corporation's shares go up after their chairman and CEO, the guy that runs the whole show, says that he's quitting, that probably implies he's not doing that great a job.
He's either, I mean, he's either not doing a good job or they have some intel information that the public don't know that they're jumping on.
Right, which I wouldn't be surprised about. He either really pissed somebody off or he's not doing as great as we think he's doing. And I've seen some of the I've seen some of the stock reports and all that. I've seen that they made like $2.6 billion in 20 or $2.1 billion in just pure profits in 2017, which doesn't sound like a bad deal to me. But
Not a
apparently,
bad deal.
yeah, I don't know. I really don't know.
I'm with you. It's questionable. The stock's not really my field. It's something I love to get into, but for people to just jump on something when someone's leaving, I'm gonna have to agree with you. It definitely sounds like someone's happy about it or it's something positive on the way. So it definitely sounds like it might be a good thing.
Yeah, so maybe you figure he's been there in the CEO role since 2008, and just for the record, so I'm 30 now. In a committed relationship, have a daughter, whole nine yards. I'm established in my career now. In 2008, I was graduating high school, looking at colleges, and I had my first job at Best Buy,
Okay.
selling cell phones or something like that. So he's done a lot of big stuff. It's been like a good 12 years. He's been CEO of that company for about 40% of my life at this point. So he's been there
Okay.
for a while. Just to put it in
Yeah.
perspective for people that are wondering, and for people to be, for him having been there so long, if for to jump up significantly like that, I'm 100% convinced something terrible has happened recently.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you. I don't know what it is, and I'm sure it'll come to the light. People don't just walk away from a job in that type of position for no reason.
Yeah,
So
let's see.
he knows something, they know something, but
Oh, actually, Jay knows something too. Here's what he's saying in the live chat over here. They dumped a bunch of high executives at the same time. I hope the stockholders knew about that.
interesting.
Who's like, girl,
Mm.
you making it sound like, you're not old. I'm just young. It's all good. I'm living with being young. See, this is why I never tell anybody how old I am. I always just say like kind of in my late 20s, early 30s, and all that. Everyone's like, "Oh yeah, you're like 12." Like, no, but I do that to kids all the time too. Like, yeah, you're still like 12. Hey, I came up on 17. Yeah, that's what I said. 12. I'm the worst.
Hey, nah, I feel you, man. I run with it too. People still think I'm 25,
All right.
26. Nah, I appreciate it, but
Yeah.
when I tell them I'm 31, they're like, "What?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Yeah,
See, I say that, but I also get offended if someone doesn't card me for beer. I'm like, what? Like, hold up.
yeah." I feel that too.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah,
like. Yeah, I got carded for a Sharpie the other day, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. But it's like, like, do I look like I'm 12 or something like that? Is this what the plan is here? It's a Sharpie. Let me do all the graffiti at my office while I'm on my lunch break. I don't know, whatever.
right.
Yeah. Okay. Withdrew the financial forecast. So, how do you feel about them withdrawing the financial forecast right after Jim says enough is enough? So, they cite a part of it being the coronavirus, which all of MGM's properties in Macau had to shut down. Macau in China, basically in China, had to shut down
Mhm.
for 15 days. And thinking about it, it costs about $1 million a day to run something like the MGM Grand.
Right.
So they're hemorrhaging money over there since they had to shut down the property. They can't have anybody come on in. I'm sure the casino gaming floor is going down. Like they got to be losing like they said something to the tune of $1.5 million a day over the course of 15 days, just mandatory shutdown. That's already a loss of $22 million, and that's not even including that's just a straight loss of operating costs. That's not even including like however many millions of dollars they could be making on the gambling floor, because the junkets and the high rollers over there and all that. That's some big money from Macau. Like they have a really big gambling culture.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. What do you think about that? How do you think that factors in?
Man, I don't know. This this whole situation with this movement of money that these companies that they do, I don't know how I feel about it, to be honest. I feel it's real suspect at times the way they just make these moves and just have so much money to play around with and move at one time.
Well, it kind of
I
makes you
try to
wonder.
read between the lines.
Yeah, is there going to be another recession that hits? Is there going to be something big that's going to
Right.
hit that they know about that us normal 9 to 5 guys don't?
Exactly. And how are y'all doing it so fast? Like that's a lot of money and a lot of moves to make so quick.
Right.
Just
I mean, they got a lot of money that you gotta keep in mind too. I mean, let's
that is
talk about
true.
Jim Murren again. Let's go ahead and talk about why I don't feel bad for Jim Murren. Here's the thing about Jim Murren. So he was slated with a salary of something like $1 million or something obtuse like that, in 2016, 2017, or whatever. But he also got like a $15 million bonus. And knowing that he's the chairman and the CEO, I think that implies that you have too much money or too much power. When you get to wait, well, let me think about it. Let me tell you about it this way. So, I mean, you got a regular 9 to 5 job, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's go ahead and assume that you woke up. Let's say you woke up let's say November 17th. Just gonna pick a random date. November
Okay.
17th. You wake up and you say, hey, you know what? You know what I need? I need a bonus that's 15 times my annual salary.
That'd be nice.
Your boss would shoot you, or he'd laugh you out of the office. One of the two.
I was just about to say my boss would laugh at me and be like, "Are you done here?"
All right, like off you go. All right, no, we got some stuff to do, right?
Right.
He'd laugh at you, but no, he got $15 million in bonuses and extra stock options and crazy things like that. Like he's on his way out, but he's not hurting. The guy's worth like $60 million. Or
Yeah.
I think the official estimate was like 57 million, or it was something hive.com. I can't remember the source right now because I wasn't smart enough to write it down before the podcast. But I didn't think about it. But just that's the type of power we're talking about. That's the type of money where you can move around $15 million because you feel like you did a pretty good job that year.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. I wish
Just
that's a
that, like,
dream come true.
yeah, I feel like I did a pretty good job this year, but I don't
Mm-hmm.
think my boss. Yeah, if I went to my boss and said, "Hey, I think I did a $15 million great job," she'd probably tell me, you did a $15 great job over here. Have a Starbucks gift card. Out you go." It was good to see you. Good to see you, Ace.
Yeah, they probably hit me with something like, "You think this company made $15 million this year, man?
Right?
Please."
But I mean, when $15 million goes to staffing costs for one member of staff, just saying,
Right.
just saying.
Exactly.
Again,
No,
the
feel you.
tinfoil hat conspiracy theory, whatever.
Nah, indeed. I feel you. I
Uh,
mean, somebody leaving with 15 million, yeah, he'll be all right for sure.
oh
Like
no, he's
he's not
fine.
tripping at all.
He's fine. His let's see, what? J No Live,
32.
32 million. J No Live. Murin's package, according to Bloomberg, is 32 million over the next 2 years. No, he's fine. We good.
Yeah, he'll be all right.
Nah. Jim, suck it. I don't care if you're subscribed to the channel or not. Suck it, Jim Murin. I have nothing good to say to you, sir.
Man, yeah, he'll be all right, man. Well, he did it. Well, at least he did his job.
What are you
And
gonna do?
he
Like,
did it
retire at
effectively
that
enough.
point?
And he may as well. There's nothing else to do. If they told me that they're gonna send me out with 32 million, I'm done working for the rest of my life.
Right? I mean, you
There's
figure
nothing
that,
else to
combine
do.
that with the 52 million, $82 million at the age of 57 over there. Shoot, he could afford a girlfriend and a boyfriend for his wife and never have a problem.
Indeed.
Like, can you imagine have that type of money? I mean, it's not like Beyonce and Jay-Z money. I mean, they got like shut up Mr. President money.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
Yeah, what's the joke that Chris Rock says is, Jay-Z got shut up money for Beyonce, and then Beyonce got no, you shut up money. It's a joke
Right.
there. I don't know, I can't remember how the whole thing went, but that was the punchline. I just ruined the joke for you.
Nah, indeed.
Yeah.
32 million. I'm still trying to process that. Yeah, I was just looking at that again, like, wow.
Yeah, and I kind of wonder, like, so do you think the MGM in Macau, or okay, so having the MGM in Macau close will affect Las Vegas consumers as in slots being tighter to make up for the loss? It's hard to it's hard to sell. It's hard to say. It's hard to tell. I think room rates are probably going to go up because they can only do so much to the slots legally. They have to have a certain payback percentage. The control board has to have a certain payback percentage or they can actually shut them down. So I know it has to be like over 77%, which I think most of the machines are over 90% or whatever. We don't have the bankroll to see that because we don't have the bankroll to bet like max bet on a slot machine over the course of $10 million worth of hand. We just don't have that. Or at least I don't think you do. If you guys have that bankroll, go ahead and drop a super chat in the live chat below. Go ahead and let me know how much bankroll you got. Just saying.
Go live and super chat too. Y'all got a
right?
bankroll like
there
that.
you
I
go.
appreciate the donation.
Right? Like I don't got a bankroll like that, but if you do, go ahead and drop a bill in there. I got to pay for those tickets to Vegas next month, whatever. But I don't think it's really going to affect the slots there. But again, I'm not an expert. I'd estimate that the room rates or maybe like some other fees are going to come into play. But that's just my guess. Definitely don't want to go ahead and say that. All right, guys. Well, all right. Any final thoughts, man?
Nah, man. Appreciate the invite. I think 2020 is going to be a crazy year for Vegas. So for all of those Vegas goers, I think this will be a very, very good year to plan a trip. There's a lot of new construction going on. I know you were talking about the Wynn slots. I know that they're doing a remodel. So,
oh God, yeah, something else this week.
Yeah, curious to see how that turns out. But I think it'll be a good year to go, man.
Yeah,
there's gonna be a lot of stuff going on, especially with the Raiders coming in town this year. I think
that's gonna be a big deal
too.
Yeah. Well, on that bombshell there, yeah, I'll definitely go ahead and say, airfare is $385 from Chicago. Oof, yeah. Now go to the airport. Who's that girl? Go to the airport. I do that directly every time, saving the money. And as for Dan's last question, how much slot play does it take for casinos to comp room? I think it's really more about time and your denomination too.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with that because I gamble, but I don't always use my player's card when I gamble, so I can't say that there's an exact amount. But I do know if you put up a lot, they'll give back.
Yeah, Caesars will probably take care of you. MGM is a little tight. I think you guys know I go there all the time, and they offered me like one night at Luxor in February. That's the best offer I've gotten this year. One comp night. And I promote the company for them for free, basically. I don't always talk nice about them, but I do it. They get some good stuff out of me. They get some good press out of me, admittedly. So I'm not always happy about it, but they do.
It'll come in due time.
Yeah, all good time, all good stuff. But yeah, I think that's all I got for today. Again, thanks again to TVP for making the time to come on out. Congrats to him on 4,500 subscribers. Go ahead and check out his channel in the description box below, and you can follow him follow him on all his other social media platforms. Yada yada yada. Good times. Anything else you got for us, TVP, before we drop off?
Nah, man. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Appreciate those of you who are subbed. I've seen some of my subs in the chat. Appreciate any new subs. Thanks for having me, man. It's been a pleasure.
No worries. Well, thanks again, man. And this is Ace of Vegas in the Vegas Paradise, signing out, wishing you strong hands, and of course, happy spinning, you guys. Good night, everybody.